How did Iceman die? Researchers found a wound in Iceman's shoulder, which was caused by a deadly artery-piercing arrow, which had caused major damage.
Researchers also found that the Iceman has suffered a severe head blow, according to an analysis from his brain tissue.
But however, that wasn't all. The Iceman had an undigested meal in his stomach, which researchers suggested that he was in an ambush.
All of this is leading up to how the 45-year-old Utsi the Iceman died.
How did the Iceman die? The Iceman died because of an arrowhead launched in his left arm in his back. I believe after a few minutes that it got irritated and killed the Iceman. The Iceman was very sick when he died. He was 4 months away from dying because of his sickness. He also had received a deep stab wound 3 to 8 days before he died in his right hand. His last meal was red deer. He didn't have wisdom teeth. He lost his 12th pair of ribs. He also had a gap between his teeth, also known as distema. He had tattoos all over his body when he was found.
How the Iceman died.
Scientists originally thought that he died from exposure during a winter storm.
They thought he was sacrificed.
In 2001, scientists discovered that he died from an arrow that struck him in his right shoulder and also suffered from trauma from below and because of weakness, shock, and blood loss.
They also discovered he had a broken rib cage on his right side.
He also had a wound on one of his hands.
How was Oti the Iceman discovered? The Iceman was discovered by 2 hikers in Germany, Helma and Erika Simon, in September 19th, 1991.
He was found on the Otal Alps on the Australian-Italian border. He was about waist deep in ice when they found him. However, the body was already a mummy when he was found.
Which means that the body was there for more than a few thousand years before it was found. He was frozen in ice by weather. After being murdered by an unknown killer.
Did the Iceman have any injuries when he was found? Some injuries found on the Iceman were that he had an arrow that went into his shoulder that broke his shoulder. It was removed by his killer, and he has a cut on his hand from a knife that was really deep.
The murderer finished him off by grabbing a rock and smashing the rock behind his head. He also suffered from a head-blown injury that knocked his brain to the back of his head.
But he could have fallen and gotten the blood clot, or it could have been from the arrow. Nobody knows what it is. He also had heart disease and a lot of joint pain.
Why is the Iceman important to historians? The Iceman is important to historians because he is very old, around 5,300 years old. And one day, hikers named Helma and Erika Simon were walking off the path between the mountain passes Hauslebjock and Teisenjock. The 2 hikers were going to report the body, but other people realized that this body was 5,300 BC.
Historians want to discover more about Otzi the Iceman because they want to know how Otzi died and why he was being shot by a person with a bow. But historians wanted to observe more of Otzi the Iceman.
How did historians find the Iceman's body? On September 19th of 1991, 2 Austrian hikers called Helmut and Erika Simon in the Tyrolean Alps faltered across an ancient secret frozen in time. They found the well-preserved body of an ancient man stranded in ice for centuries.
After careful analysis, it was believed that this Iceman, nicknamed Otzi for the area in which he was spotted, was actually following an ancient exchange path when he died.
Many indications pointing to the fact that Otzi was not from the area and must have trekked by foot
to look for goods that can possibly be traded.